pinagpala ang Pilipinas sa yaman ng katubigan, simula sa mga maliliit na mga lawa, sali-saliwang mga ilog, hanggang sa malalawak na karagatan. Bawat anyong tubig ng bansa ay hitik sa yaman. May samot-saring isda at iba pang yamang dagat na karamihan ay dito lamang sa bansa makikita. Dahil sa yamang taglay nito, may kaakibat tayong responsibilidad upang pangalagaan, protektahan at pagyamanin ang ating mga katubigan. Sa laki ng katubigan ng Pilipinas, nararapat lamang na magkaroon ng isang konkretong direksyon kung paano ito mapapangalagaan. Kaya naman, sa pangunguna ng DA-BFAR, kaakibat ang iba't ibang mga institusyon, organisasyon, lokal na pamahalaan, at ng buong sektor ng pangisdaan, binuo ang mga Fisheries Management Areas o FMA. Ang FMA ay ang pagtatalaga ng mga hangganan sa mga nasasakupang katubigan ng Pilipinas upang mas epektibong mapangasiwaan ang taglay na yaman ng mga ito. Gamit ang agham at balansing pamamaraan ng pangangalaga ng sistemang ekolohikal, sinisiguro ang likas kayang produksyon ng mga isda sa bawat natalagang hangganan ng mga FMA. Nagmula ang pag-aaral na ito sa National Stock Assessment Program ng National Fisheries Research and Development Institute. Pinagtibay ito nang maipasa ang Fisheries Administrative Order No. 263 ng kalihim ng Kagawaran ng Agrikultura noong 2019 base sa rekomendasyon ng National Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Management Council or NFARMC at masusing konsultasyon sa sektor ng pangisdaan kasama ang mga pakikipag-ugnayan sa NFRDI at NAMRIA. Sa pamamagitan ng pagtatalaga ng mga hangganan ng ating katubigan, mas madali at mas epektibong mapapangasiwaan ang mga ito. Maaaring magpatupad ng mga regulasyon, alituntunin at mga patakaran na nakabase sa kung ano talaga ang pangangailangan ng bawat katubigan. Ang mga patakaran na ipapatupad sa mga ito ay sinusuportahan ng mga pag-aaral na nakabase sa siyensya at hindi lamang sa politikal at legal na jurisdiksyon. Ang kagandahan ng balansing pamamaraan o sistema sa pangangasiwa ng sistemang ekolohikal ng isang lugar pangisdaan o ecosystem-based approach to fisheries management ay hindi lamang nakasentro sa mga pagpaparami ng isda. Binibigyang pansin rin ang pangangalaga sa iba pang salik ng kapaligiran nito, lalo na ang pangangailangan ng mga taong nakikinabang at nangangasiwa sa mga ito. Sa ganitong sistema, malaking salik ang good governance, transparency, masusing koordinasyon at kooperasyon sa mga iba't ibang mga ahensya, lokal na pamahalaan at maging mga stakeholders upang epektibong maipatupad ang pamamaraang EAFM. Ang pangangasiwa ng FMA ay pinangungunahan ng DA-BFAR at ng mga lokal na pamahalaan na napapaloob dito. Layunin nito ang mabuo ang isang FMA Management Board na magtatakda ng mga polisiya at patakaran upang mapangasawaan ang isang FMA. Ang FMA Management Board ay sasaguni sa isang scientific advisory group upang matukoy ang mga reference points at mga harvest control rules base sa mga datos na nakalap sa kanilang pananaliksik. Gamit ang mga ito, gagawa ng mga rekomendasyon kung ano ang naaayong harvest control measures para sa kanilang nasasakupang FMA. Kapag naaprubahan ang isang harvest control measures, ito ay itatakda sa kabuuang FMA bilang isang pamantayan. Bawat FMA ay magkakaroon ng isang ecosystem approach to fisheries framework plan kung saan napapaloob ang mga pulisiya at stratehiya upang mabuo at epektibong mapangasiwaan ang isang FMA. Lahat ng ipapatupad ng mga hakbang ng DABFAR at ng mga LGUs ay nakabase sa planong ito. Sa pamamaraang ito, kolektibong mapangangasiwaan ang isang FMA. Masisiguro rin na ang bawat patakaran at hakbangin ay nakabase sa agham. Masusing konsultasyon sa sektor at malinaw at angkop na pamamaraan ng pangangasiwa rito. Kaya mahalaga ang epektibong koordinasyon sa pamamagitan ng pagbuo ng isang FMA Technical Working Group upang matutukan ang FMA Management Board sa pagpapatupad ng mga programa nito. Ngunit, saan nga ba nagsisimula ang pagpapatupad ng FMA?
Yung ating Fisheries Management Area or FMA, ito ay bago. It's basically considered as a paradigm shift in the management of fisheries in the country. So, sisimulan natin dapat ay capacitating and awareness building of the stakeholders. Kasi ang FMA is very participative. So, meaning we need to capacitate, especially the BIFAR Regional Field Offices, implementing agency po ng FMA yan. Yung ating mga local government units na although they are responsible for their respective municipal waters, but they need to be on board and understand what is FMA. But most especially yung ating fisher folk and industry, the commercial fishing sector and the municipal sector. Kasi ito yung pinaka major partners natin in terms of implementing the fisheries management areas. The NGOs, the academe, and all key stakeholders. So meaning everybody should be at the same level understanding what is the FMA. While in the Philippines it is new, there are already some models that we can emulate and look into as we implement the FMA. Pwede nating isama sa FMA framework according to the lessons that we learned in previous projects and management aspects of the Philippine fisheries. Kailangan ding i-assess kung ano yung programa ng both BIFAR and LGUs. Tignan natin kung ano yung current programs kasi lahat po yung programa will be mainstream under the FMA, pati yung how the stakeholders, meaning the fisher folks and the commercial fishers, paano sila mag-operate and how they conduct their business. Yung FMA framework is intended to be very participative. The process involved cooperation and support from stakeholders in the sectors, including the LGUs, the DILG, of course, yung ating fisher folks and commercial sectors, yung ating CSOs and NGOs. So, in working together, we may have to craft the memorandum of agreements among and in between these partners in the implementation of the FMA. Ang pinaka-importante or key in the implementation of FMA is institutionalizing yung mga FMA bodies. Yung ating FMA Management Boards, yung Science Advisory Groups, yung mga working groups. Science providers are mainly the NSAP and academies and other research and academic institutions that can provide the science for FMA management. They are going to recommend to the Science Advisory Group ano yung mga reference points, ano yung mga recommended harvest control rules and harvest control measures to the SAG to review and recommend to the management board. Ang next step is for the SAG to submit this reports and recommendations to the management body. So, ang management body will deliberate these things or advice. Then, they are going to pass through a resolution or draft FAO, administrative order to be passed or to be implemented in the FMA. Ngayon, yung mga draft na nila, it has to pass through consultation at the FMA level din. Yung working group na sila yung tagagawa ng administrative orders, regulations, they conduct the consultations with the stakeholders and return to the management board to finalize the resolutions. Since this will be translated into a national policy, ang current mechanism pa natin na process to adopt that is through the National Pharmacy. From an MB resolution, i-forward nila the NPharmacy to be adopted as a policy. Yung mga policies na yon will become a national regulations where BIFAR will implement those policies in its jurisdiction beyond municipal waters, and for the LGUs to adopt it as municipal ordinances for them to be implemented in the local level or in municipal waters. The National Technical Working Group on the implementation of FAO 263 or FMA. Ito po yung oversight body at the national level in terms of monitoring and reviewing as well as assisting the FMAs in terms of the implementation of the FMA in all FMA 1 to 12. Ngayon, ang management board is required to submit reports to BIFAR in terms of what has been accomplished. Meaning, minomonitor talaga kung ano yung nangyayari. And among the stakeholders, participating stakeholders in the FMA level, they need to report to the MB kung ano yung mga na-adapt na regulations doon, the compliance for this regulation, paano niya in-implement, nasunod ba niya yon mga regulations na yun, or programs or policies. Ang FMA is basically a sustainable fisheries, meaning the production is matched to that of the capacity of the resource in that FMA, meaning you will catch only or you will produce only what you have, meaning at sustainable level. Pangalawa is a working mechanism among coexistent harmonious relations among stakeholders in managing agreement as to how they use the fisheries. Kung ba if they have allocation, for example, ano yung huhuliin yung bawat isa or ano yung dapat gawin ng bawat isa. So, very participative. Yung una ay science-based kasi you will be only going to fish what is sustainable. Pangatlo ay yung we can have a good framework for governing. But if you can see, this is the long-term goal. FMA was passed last year, so we are now in the second year. The first and second year is only part of capacitating awareness building among stakeholders at the FMA level. Kailangan nilang maintindihan, clear sa kanilang ginagawa now in the second year. So we are now in the process of organizing and institutionalizing the management bodies from management board, SAGs, working group, strengthening NSAP as the science provider and academe. We are hoping that within the year, we'll have these bodies already institutional. But by next year, we are in the third year, they will be able to formulate FMA plan ng bawat 12 FMAs because this is science-based. We envision that there will be an improvement in terms of the status of the stocks. We'll be optimizing production, yung harmonious relations or working together among stakeholders, among resource users, and optimizing production, and of course ultimately improving the lives or socioeconomic conditions of fisher folk. Not only fisher folk, as well as the commercials, they need to be in coexistence with each other, and it will lead down to a sustainable fish production, fish security for the nation. Yung pong success ng FMA is dependent on the participation and support from all stakeholders concerned. So we call on our partner LGUs, our partners CSOs and NGOs, especially yung ating mga fisher folks, yung commercial sector, even the aquaculture sectors, the market vendors. Kung hindi na natin i-address kung ano yung mga problema sa ating karagatan and how we are not going to manage them properly, in the future we will be having problem in terms of fish supply. Maraming maapektuhan na hanap buhay, not only the fisher folk, even the commercial sector, and of course almost everybody. Nagpapasalamat kami doon sa mga partners natin, stakeholders in terms of nung preparation pala ng FAO 263 at initial implementation of FMA, at saan namin yung inyong suporta kasi nakasalalay sa inyong lahat yung success ng implementation nito. Lalong-lalo na sa ating mga mangingisda, nakasalalay yung implementation ng FMA will impact on our production and your livelihood, the income of your families. Sa mga mangingisda, both the fisher folk, the municipal fishermen and commercial fishermen, I think yung FMA is para sa inyo po ito. Gusto lang natin maiayos ang pangisdahan. Gusto nating ma-sustain yung inyong mga hanap buhay at magiging tuloy-tuloy yung ating pakinabang sa ating pangisdahan.